So guys, welcome back to another episode of the Ian West Network, and today we're going to talk about the Marvel's Bitty Boomers. I know, that's the name of it. I did not make it up. Anyway, this product does range from different prices online, though I believe it was $10 when I purchased it from Five Below. That's actually where I found it, but I'll put a link in the description for anyone that is interested in it. So let's talk about what it can do. You can pair more than one speaker to this, so that's a good thing if you want to buy more than one, which kind of jacks up the price, and you can buy a regular speaker for that price tag. It does have a selfie remote option, which we are not going to use because most people are not going to use this for a selfie remote. It's just unrealistic. You do have Bluetooth 5.3, so it's fairly up to date. 3.7 volt, 300 mAh battery, so it's not a big battery at all. Though what I will say is that it does actually have a 4-hour battery life, so that's a good thing. Something the size with a 4-hour battery life, I don't think is too bad at all. You have 3-watt speakers, so I can't imagine the sound being too big, but you never know. It really depends on the quality of speakers that come with it. In addition to that, you do have a lanyard, of course. That's what I actually have in this video. And if you are watching it at this point, you probably just see me put the lanyard in the actual speaker itself. And lastly, it is micro USB, so that is pretty in the before time. But again, for the asking price, so far the presentation seems pretty good. It's a nice looking speaker. So the syncing process is going to be super simple. All you have to do is flip this over and hold this button for a few seconds until this light is blinking blue. All right, just like so. You heard the noise, the prompt, it put itself automatically in pairing mode, but just to be safe, I'm just going to wait a couple more seconds before I place this down. All right, now that that's done, we're going to go to the Bluetooth. Now keep in mind, if you're using the Bluetooth for Apple or Samsung or any device, it's going to pop up the same way. You tap Bitty Boomer right here. And for Apple users, it's automatically going to connect once you tap it. For Android users, it might require an extra step, and it'll ask you, are you sure you want to pair, or do you want to pair? Press yes or no. You just go ahead and do that, and you're pretty much good to go from there. It will work with tablets, computers, and anything that has some form of music source. Now, I want you to keep in mind before I press play that this is only a 3-watt speaker. You're not going to get crazy clear sound with this, but I do think for the asking price of I think it was $8 or $10, one of the two, it's not horrible. Like, some people will like the Spider-Man aesthetic and they don't mind using the speaker. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to play Warzone first to kind of give you guys an idea of the quality of music. Then we're going to do a second song, Ice and Fire, and again, I'll give my assessment after that. Here we go. I'll wait for the beat to drop, and then I'm going to bring it up to 100% so you can hear the difference. Right now, and I think we're at about like 60% or so. Okay, let's turn it up. I mean, it has big sound for a little speaker, so I'm not too surprised about that. The clarity is definitely there, but you can also tell that the speaker is struggling as you turn up the higher octaves. Again, it's only 3 watts, so there's only so much you can do. So I would imagine if you bought 2 of them, it's going to sound substantially better because the one isn't too bad. But again, I know some people are going to feel like it's too small. This isn't going to really overpower conversations inside of a room. It actually could be annoying depending on the type of music that you're listening to because it does have a lack of bass. But I want you to hear Ice and Fire because, again, I mainly use this to listen to podcasting and just YouTube videos in general, and it was pretty clear for the most part. Now, Fire and Ice, or Ice and Fire, I keep calling it Fire and Ice. This song actually has vocals in it, so I want you to hear the clarity of the vocals, and you'll be like, okay, it actually sounds better for like just listening to podcasts and things like that. Here we go. We'll turn it up a little bit so you can hear the vocals.
Baby, you give me ice and fire.
Okay. So the vocals are pretty clean for the most part with this. I don't think this is a bad speaker. Now, you're paying for the aesthetic and the look mainly. The speaker, I'm not going to say it's secondary, but it does do a good enough job where if a person just wants to pull this out of their book bag, they're in I'm about to say a library, they're just in a location where it's pretty quiet. This speaker, you'll be able to play something along with it. As a matter of fact, it hooks up to a Nintendo Switch. It does hook up to other devices too. It doesn't just have to be music. You can do podcasting with it. By podcasting, I mean you can listen to voices with it. But if you're trying to get that bass and that oomph, I don't really, this isn't that type of speaker. I'm stuttering over here. This is just more so for looks, if we're being completely honest here. It's just a cool looking speaker. And to be honest with you, this is something that I would just leave on my desk as more of a collectible and probably never use it for the Bluetooth function. I don't see anyone actually using it for that in that regard. But if you're a younger person and you just want a quick speaker, something that you can throw on with a lanyard or something, put on your book bag, have an accessory and have a speaker with it, because it doubles down for both things, it makes it worthwhile in my opinion in that regard. But if you're buying it strictly because you want it for the quality of the speaker, well, I've got to be honest with you, it's going to be a little bit lackluster. So kind of keep that in mind. So in conclusion, I guess you can say that there's good aspects and there's bad aspects with this speaker. Now, personally, I buy things for review mainly, and sometimes when it's good enough, I just hold on to it because I think it's a good product. I'm going to keep this as a collectible because I think this is a cool looking little egghead Spider-Man thing, right? I think that this is really cool. It's a collectible. I don't know how often you're going to find this years later. I still have the box and stuff in case I decide to resell it later. I doubt anyone's actually going to want it in that way. But for $10 at Five Below, it did cross my eye. Cross my I'm sorry, guys. I'm all over the place. It's early in the morning. It did, in the corner of my eye, I saw it. And it stuck out to me that they had a Marvel product there. So I figured the quality is probably going to be there. And given it only has 3-watt speaker, I think that this is good for a 3-watt speaker. But if we're talking about other products at Five Below that they sell, well, yeah, even Bass Jacks has some stuff that have better sound than this. It's not surprising. I think that this is more so, like, this is something that you used to find in FYE, or you'll find this in like Best Buy or something like that, like a character speaker. That's where you find this type of stuff at. It normally doesn't make its way to Five Below. So it's pretty obvious that, once you buy them up, they're never going to have them again. So again, for a collectible, I really do like it. For an independent Bluetooth speaker to use on a regular basis, nah, it's underpowered, and I really would never suggest it for that. But I do think if you're doing a birthday, for example, I get people multiple gifts. So I'll get them one nice gift that they want, and then I'll get them little things to be like, oh, I got extra stuff with me, you know what I mean, that make the birthday worthwhile. This is something that I would probably throw in and be like, oh, I got a little Spider-Man lanyard, hang this on a Christmas tree, hang this in their room somewhere, put it on their desk next to their PlayStation or Nintendo Switch or whatever it is. It makes a really nice aesthetic. And the fact that it has Bluetooth is just more of a throw-in. Again, it does have a camera function, which I didn't even bother using because I find it to be absolutely worthless. Who would use this for a camera? Let's be honest here. There are selfie sticks and other things that you can use as a camera. This ain't it. But anyway, like and subscribe like always, guys. Hopefully this review helped you. It's cool looking, and that's all that matters to me. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Peace.